Sir, you will have 6 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to the witnesses for coming before us today. I just wanted to confirm, there was a news report that said that your campaign specifically to support the convoy protesters, the donations originated 60% from Canada and 37% from the United States. Is that correct?
Yes, that is an appropriate breakdown of funds.
In terms of the actual money raised, is that fairly consistent, 60-37, or what was the percentage-wise the origin of the funding?
Yes, that's going to be very consistent. Most of the donations were donations under $100, and it's pretty consistent across the board.
In terms of like around 60% of the total money raised was from Canada and 37% from the United States? Just confirming that that's roughly consistent.
Yeah, I believe it to be. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I believe that to be the case, yes.
Okay. And like, forgive me, I never heard of your organization before this convoy protest, but before this protest happened, what percentage of your business would you say was conducted in Canada? Like, what percentage of your fundraisers were Canadian-based fundraisers?
Sure. I would say it's probably around 6% of our campaigns originate out of Canada.
So can you give us an example of some of the campaigns that you've financed in Canada in the past?
Off the top of my head, probably not. We have thousands of campaigns that come through GiveSendGo all the time. Most of them are related to missions trips, people going on churches, helping, emergencies in communities, medical bills, adoptions, things like that. Likely all of those types of things have happened before in Canada through our platform.
So would you say it'd be fair to say that the convoy protest was a pretty unprecedented moment for your organization?
100%, yes, very unprecedented.
Like, you've never really funded anything political of this size before, anything, related to protests against the government before as an organization?
No,
in Canada,
definitely not. In Canada, and even here in the U.S., we don't, GiveSendGo doesn't fund things. People start campaigns themselves and they get funding from their supporters, but that really doesn't happen anywhere.
Yeah, it seems consistent with GoFundMe. Is like, you guys don't actually handle the money yourself. It's handled through the payment processors, correct?
Correct. That's correct.
There's been a lot of talk about your organization's involvement in the events of January 6th in the United States. Can you give us a little bit of a summary of like what your organization's involvement was in that?
Sure. There's very little. There's, a lot of misconception, a lot of misinformation, even from the last session that I heard. GiveSendGo had very little, if any, involvement in January 6th. We do have allow campaign owners to create campaigns and to proceed in legal activities. And one of those is their right to assembly and right to protest government. And so there were a handful, probably maybe 10 to 15 campaigns prior to January 6th of people fundraising to just go to the event. It was for hotel expenses and flights, those types of things. Usually the campaign was under $1,000. And so again,
total amount of money from all those campaigns related to that. What would have been the total amount of money related to events related to January 6th?
I would probably guesstimate $10,000 to $15,000.
Okay. So, I mean, people who are trying to state that somehow your organization was masterminding the financing of the events of January 6th, it doesn't really seem like $10,000 to $15,000 for hotels and flight expenses. Like, it just doesn't seem that the evidence backs that up.
Yeah, we have no evidence to support that. People obviously like to make claims to support their viewpoints.
Of course. And how much time do I have left, Mr. Chair?
You have a minute and 19 seconds.
Minute and 19 seconds. Because of the event, your involvement in Canada, obviously, and the government of Canada, I believe, Did you shut down your page proactively, or was it the government that shut down your page? Like, how did that happen? Your fundraiser.
Which page, which campaign were you talking?
The one in Ottawa, the
referencing?
convoy protest, the Adopt a Trucker campaign.
Yeah, the page has actually not been shut down. It's still ongoing.
Okay, so the government of Canada didn't shut down your page, wasn't able because they weren't able to, or?
Yeah, well, we never were contacted by the government or law enforcement agencies there. We heard reports of the government doing various things, but they never reached out to us that we were aware of.
Government never reached out to you to express their concerns with the fundraiser on your page? That seems consistent with GoFundMe.
Yeah, not that we were aware of. Obviously, like you mentioned, it was unprecedented, the amount of traffic and volume that we are sizably smaller than GoFundMe. And there was an inundation of emails and variety of things. And so our team was handling it as best as they could. So things may have slipped through the cracks, but we were unaware of anything.
Thank you.